Okay, now part 2 of the Doom port comparisons. This video I'm going to be talking about Doom 64, Doom on the Game Boy Advance, and I'm going to try and talk about Doom on the Sega Saturn. First of all, we'll start off with Doom 64. Now, Doom 64 was probably, I think it came out in 1998, and at the time, I think everyone had really moved on from Doom, but it was just so random that Doom 64 had come out at this time. So, after Doom 64 had come out, I had no idea that this had come out on the Nintendo 64. I had no idea that there was any Doom on Nintendo 64 at all, because I don't think it was a very publicised game. Now, when I finally got my hands on a copy of Doom 64, I was actually surprised to see that it wasn't just a plain copy port from the PC. It was actually really a totally revamped game with different gameplay as well. Well, what can I say that's different so far? Well, just pick it up and look at it. You just notice straight away the weapons are different, the monsters are different, there's no levels that are reminiscent to any from original Doom or Doom 2. None of them look the same. And I have to say that the level structures are really good, and there's some really good puzzles in the levels, and there's some really challenging levels too. There's also a bit of a story put in this one. Not that there was a story in Doom originally. There was a story in Doom, but it wasn't really, talked about. It was only like after you beat an episode, you'd see a storyline thing. And the story in this one goes that after the Marine fought the hordes of evil, like on Deimos and Phobos, he fought them again because some, I don't know, hellish door got opened and he fought them again on some odd planet. I'm sure that's how the story goes, don't quote me, I'm not sure if I'm right. Yeah, and I still actually haven't really beaten Doom 64 because it's actually quite a hard game, especially on the Nintendo 64. I have to say, there's a lot of downfalls with this one. For one, it's really hard, obviously. Like, I like challenge, but some levels are really extremely hard, and there's puzzles that are extremely hard, and you'd have to sit there for at least an hour to figure it out, or Google it. The controls on Nintendo 64 are just awkward. To run, you have to press the left, or no, it's the right on the yellow D-pad on Nintendo 64. That's how you run. And to open the door, I believe is the left on the yellow D-pad. I can't remember, it's been a while, but I'm sure that's what it is. And when it comes to the gameplay, there's never really any lag that I've experienced. It runs smoothly the whole time through the gameplay. I have encountered a few minor glitches. One of the glitches I actually managed to do when I got up to the level using cheats was the glitch on that level, Heretic, where you can screw the script up because it can only handle one script sector at a time, and then you do that trick and you can pretty much beat the level because that's basically a glitch. And that's basically it. Doom 64, if you are a die-hard fan, you'd probably have it by now. If you're not, I'd consider getting it if you like Doom. A lot of the architecture has changed. It's not all techish and hellish and stonish. It's now all gothic architecture. It looks like old medieval times and stuff, but yeah, it's still a very good game. Other than the chain gun guy and the Revenant and the Arc Vial are not present, or even Spider Mastermind. There's actually a new enemy in the game. There's also a new weapon called the Unmaker, and yeah. But to power up the Unmaker you need to collect, I think they're called the Absolution tokens, but yeah. Other than that, the game is actually a pretty well done game. I would definitely recommend this game if you're into the Doom franchise. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Doom on the Game Boy Advance now. Now, I believe Doom on the Game Boy Advance came out in 2003. I'm not sure about that, but I believe that's when it was. And it was quite strange to see Doom come out on the Game Boy Advance after 10 years since the original release of the game. Now, I actually managed to pick up a copy of Doom on the Game Boy Advance some years ago, but then I sold it. But I still have memories of this game. What I can tell you straight away about this game was that it was basically really close to being Doom from the PC. It was very close. It had the music, it had everything. The only thing that was really changed was about 3 levels from the 3rd episode were removed. I think a new level was added. The 4th episode was not present, and the blood was changed to green, and after a while the monsters would disappear. Of course, being Nintendo, this is obviously why it was censored, but there really isn't much else to say about Doom on the Game Boy Advance. Another strange thing is when you fall, you take falling damage, but you don't take the damage, but you hear the Doom guy make the hurt noise. It's really strange. I've never really understood that, but I just wanted to put that part in about that. Okay, this video actually went longer than I actually thought it would go. I actually wanted to talk about the Sega Saturn Doom in this one, but I will have to leave that to part 3. In the next few parts, I'm going to talk about Doom Atari Jaguar, Doom on the Sega 32X, Doom on the Super Nintendo, Doom on the 3DO. Thank you for watching.